Today I want to talk to you about why I think everybody should bring around a life recording device, whatever form that might take. So a couple of years ago I did the absolutely unthinkable and I became one of those guys. I am now a stereotypical hipster film camera guy. This was actually my granddad's old Olympus OM10. I never got to meet him, so I feel like this gives me a little bit of a connection to him. Literally every time I've left the house for the last 2 years, I've had this camera around my neck. Hey, isn't that fun? What a waste of film. So I think, oh my god. The subtitle of this channel is Videos About Memories because I think it's just broad enough to span everything that I want to talk about. Obviously, the thing I talk about the most on this channel is making a life reel, interviewing somebody that you love on camera about their life story so you can capture all of those memories while you still can, which, by the way, if you want to learn how to do that, you can join our free Lifereel community at the link in the description. I always have to mention that at some point in the video. We may as well get it out of the way early. But while making a life reel, interviewing somebody about their life, scanning your family photos, digitizing your home movies, that's all about preserving memories from the past. But I also wanted to talk about how important it is to record memories in the present. I've spent a huge part of my entire life recording what's going on around me, whether it's bringing that film camera around with me, this old DV camcorder. I had a bunch of camcorders that I used to record with when I was a kid. I even took this camera that I'm shooting with right now up to the top of the highest mountain in Northern Ireland about maybe 2 years ago. I was like 50 pounds heavier. It was very heavy. My legs still hurt. I was reading recently about love languages, and one of them I think is an act of service. And I think maybe that's what my love language is, because I feel like my role in my family since I was a kid really has been taking a camera with us and recording what we get up to as a family. All of our holiday videos since I was maybe 10 years old have been mostly taken by me, and I like to think I've gotten a bit better at it over the years. Actually, I was going to make a video on how to film your holidays or your vacations, so if you're interested in watching that, let me know in the comments down below and subscribe, so if I make that video, you can watch it. And if you're thinking, you don't need to explain how to make a holiday video, take your camera and you shoot stuff, and if only it were that easy. But no, I'm British, so you need a license for that. So when I say that everybody should have a life recording device, I don't mean this. Your phone is amazing and the cameras on it are great and you can shoot great photos and great videos, but I don't think it's what you should use to record your life. And obviously that's not to say that you can't take a photo or a video with your phone if that's what you want to do. You can actually do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what you can and can't do. But what I am saying is that if you were to take something even like this is an old Video 8 camcorder from the 90s. This is actually, for this technology, considered a relatively small piece of kit. I've got photos of my parents with one of the older Video 8 cameras, and they're massive, like shoulder mounted things. But the thing about this camcorder, or even this camcorder, or even this digicam, or even this film camera, is that they are all dedicated to one purpose and one purpose only: recording your life. The thing about your phone is that it covers a wide variety of uses. It's not just a camera, but it's a telephone. It's a way of interacting with people on social media and surfing the internet. It's a way of playing games. It's a way of stalking your ex. You can do so many things with your phone. And because our phones are capable of doing so many things, we often don't go outside with the intention of recording our lives. If we happen to see something that is particularly interesting, we might get our phone out and take a photo of it or take a video. But even if we're out for a day with our friends, we might not think to take our phone out and capture what's happening. But if you're carrying something around with you, especially something big and heavy and annoying, but something whose sole purpose is to record your experiences, then I think you're way more likely to do just that. I was in Bristol about 1.5 years ago visiting a friend of mine, and I took this with me, and obviously I didn't bring this camcorder with me for the incredible video quality, although I did bring it with me for the specific video quality that it gives me, because I kind of like that old retro look, because remember, I'm a insufferable hipster now. But I brought it with me and had it around my neck at all times because I knew that it was going to make me record what was going on. I only had one tape, so I only had maybe an hour's worth of footage, but I did use the entire tape. And if I hadn't brought this with me, I wouldn't have had anywhere near as much footage from my Bristol trip, because if I just brought my phone, I'd probably only have used it once or twice, maybe for a photo here or a video there. But the footage I got from this camcorder, even though the quality quality isn't great, is amazing, beautiful footage of me and my friends enjoying our time together. I'm so glad I took this with me because I recorded memories that I wouldn't have recorded if I hadn't. I think there was a movie about the actor Heath Ledger that came out after he died, and I'm pretty sure I remember from the trailer that somebody said Heath Ledger always had a camera in his hand.
There were always cameras around. A video camera or a Polaroid camera or the film camera. That's the only way I think of him, with the camera in the hand.
One of my favourite photographers, because I'm into photography now because I'm insufferable, one of my favourite photographers is Vivian Maier, who was a nanny in Chicago in the 1950s through to the 1970s. And during that time, she always had a Rolleiflex camera strapped around her body like I have with my camera. And she took all of these incredible photographs of people. They are absolutely beautiful. Oh, there's a bunch of fireworks going on outside. I hope you can't hear that. By the way, all of Vivian Maier's photography was found after she died in like crates that were in a storage container. It was all undeveloped film that nobody had ever seen before. There's a whole documentary called Finding Vivian Maier. I absolutely recommend it. One of my favorite documentaries. And you don't have to use a camera or even a camcorder. If you bring around even a pen and paper to write notes about what's happening to you, if it exists solely for the purpose of recording your experiences, I think you're way more likely to record your experiences. I personally wouldn't do it because I hold my pen like an idiot, so I don't want people to make fun of me. This is how I hold my pencil. Isn't that embarrassing? As I mentioned earlier, the whole point of this channel is to get people to interview their loved ones on camera about their life story, to make a life reel. And one of the things about making a life reel is that when you cut that interview down, you have a ton of different jump cuts of people speaking because they take pauses all the time and you want to cut those pauses out. And so you're left with all of these jump cuts that you want to cover with supplementary material. Now, most of the time, that's going to be your family photographs. It's going to be your digitized home movies. And so if you take something like this around with you everywhere you go, you're going to have way more photographs of your parents or your grandparents as you do family activities together. You'll have way more photographs of your friends. You'll have way more photographs of yourself. All of those photos, all of that footage will become very useful when making a life reel, either about your parents or grandparents or about you. But of course, that isn't the main reason to do this. The main reason to carry around a life recording device is because it is so meaningful and beautiful to be able to watch back the experiences that you've had, the experiences that you've shared with the people that you love the most. That is why I carry a camera around everywhere I go, because I love to take photos and take videos of the people I love. It brings me so much joy to be able to look back on my life, and I know that joy is only going to grow as I get older. To be able to see footage of the people I love the most, the people I love who are no longer around, to be able to remember those really special experiences that I got to share with my friends, the places that I got to go, the things that I got to see. Life isn't just the act of living, it's the fact of having lived. It's being able to look back at the things that you did and derive meaning from those things. At the end of the day, your life is your memories, and I think recording those memories is so incredibly important. I'm really sorry if you can hear all of these fireworks. I don't know what these people are celebrating. What have they got to be happy about? What have people got to be happy about? At the end of your life, you're not going to wish that you spent less time recording it. In fact, quite the opposite, I think. One of the criticisms of my perspective that I can imagine people having is people already spend way too much time looking at the world through their phone screen, filming events on their phone instead of simply living in the moment. And I totally understand that criticism, and I agree with it in a lot of ways. But I think a lot of that comes down to intentionality. What is your intention when you are recording something? When you record something on your phone, most of the time people are recording it so that they can share it on social media. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, although I think doing it too much can be a bad thing. But most of the video footage and the photographs that I shoot with my friends and family just stay between me and my friends and my family. I mostly record my experiences for me and for the people I love the most. And if you do the same thing, I think you will find an awful lot of meaning in carrying around a life recording device. That's just my 2 cents. I would love to know if you have a life recording device that you bring around with you everywhere, whether it's a film camera or a DSLR or even one of these digicams, which apparently are coming back into fashion, or a big camcorder like one of these, or even just a notebook and a pen. I would love to know how you're recording your life. So let me know in the comments section below, and also feel free to click the link in the description to come and join the Lifereel community. A bunch of people from all around the world who are interviewing their loved ones on camera about their life story, and some of them are scanning their family photos, digitizing their home movies, and editing all of that together into a life reel about someone that they love. If you join the community, you can download a free list of over 100 questions that you could ask your loved one when you interview them, and you can be surrounded by a bunch of like-minded, lovely people, including me. I think I'm pretty lovely. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to, and yeah, I'll see you next time. All the best.